Right then, maggots, what's been going on in this dead town while I've been away? Hey, transfer review, it's back. We're a little bit later than normal, so I don't know if we're going to get all of the Amazon vans, but stay tuned, start the clock, we'll start the count right now. Listen, there's two types of people in this world. There's us and there's also transfers. Let's get into it. Right then, the first one we're going to be talking about then is Bryan Mbeumo. What's going on with Bryan Mbeumo? Well, nearly 4 weeks ago now, looking at my watch, nearly 4 weeks ago, Manchester United submitted a bid, and this comes straight on the back of us announcing Cunha. 1st of June dropped, Manchester United went fucking off some of that. Transfer, done, dealt with, 10 out of 10, announced, got a shirt, got a song, laughing. And we're like, oh my God, 1st of June, 2nd of June rolls around, Manchester United like, boom, bid for Bryan Mbeumo, and we're like, fucking hell's going on, lads? Meanwhile, 29th of June and it's still not gone any further. Actually, it's not. It's the 28th. 28th of June and it's still not gone any further. Jesus, wet. We are expecting United's bid to be accepted in the very, very near future. By all accounts, this is Laurie and all the rest of them. The bid is all but agreed. It's the structure of it and the add-ons and all the rest of that sort of stuff that they're just figuring out. The contract with the player is not going to be a drama. It's just getting it over the line with Brentford, and then Mbeumo will be a United player. Everyone is talking about that. They expect him to be here. Started the pre-season, which is the 7th of July, which is nay but a week away. So, no panic. Do we think this is going to happen? Yeah, we are straight in with a 9 out of 10. We've already got one done before we even started transfer review. And here we are with a 9 out of 10. The first, what is going on? Second up, Viktor Gyokeres. Viktor Gyokeres, lads. What's he been saying? Apart from shaking his tail feather at Arsenal, saying, well, I'd like to rule Arsenal out before I go anywhere else. What's happened there then? Well, supposedly Andrea Bertra, the new sporting director at Arsenal, has had a conversation with Gyokeres' camp. So you've got to think that the news that came out of Gyokeres' camp came out at least a little bit informed, didn't it? Right? Either way, it seems like Arsenal are going quite far down the line with Benjamin Sesko. Gyokeres' second choice for Arsenal, despite the fact he scored all those goals. So they're not going to be getting him. Does that mean United are getting him? No. Well, supposedly, we've seen his arse with Sporting. He wants to leave Sporting. There was some sort of like vague rumour in the week about him going to Liverpool. It looks like Manchester United might be the only team that are actually in for Viktor Gyokeres, which I'll be honest with you, makes less than no sense. The guy scored literally more goals than our football club did last season, and people are like, well, I don't know, can he do it in the Prem? Listen, he can have 3 times worse season than he had this year, and he'd still be by far and away our best striker. By far and away. And not far off Premier League top scorer. If he scored 16, 17, 18 goals next year, which is a lot less than the 50 odd that he scored this year, would you be asked? No, I'd be fucking ecstatic, lads. Right? United have come in and they've absolutely moneyballed it. You come in, you get Gyokeres on top of Mbeumo and Cunha, and we've gone, forget about what happened last year with how shit that forward line was. This year's forward line is just better. And we would just be better. And I think we would almost be on for a top 6 finish with no European competition and upgrading the forward line just on those 3 signings alone. Which feels giddy to say, but I can probably science the fuck out of it and prove it to you. Now, obviously, there might be injuries, there might be whatevers, but just on the basis of those 2 things, 1 + 1 = 2, so shut the fuck up, all right? Is Viktor Gyokeres coming to United? Well, you got to believe Andy Mitten when he said United, there's a fucking Amazon Prime van just gone back there. No, two of them. What's going on? They've rerouted them. Anyway, it doesn't feel like there's a bid. You got to believe Andy Mitten when he says United have not put a bid in. It doesn't look like United have put a bid in. Why haven't United put a bid in? Could it be that we need to jettison? And jettison is the exact word that's on the cards here for Antony, Sancho, Marcus, Garnacho, et al. Could it be that we need to raise some funds, get rid of them before we bring somebody else in? We spent 120 million. It could be that, right? It could be that. I'm hoping it's just that. There's a little bit of cope going on, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm hoping it's that. I don't know if it's that. Viktor Gyokeres to United. It's a moment of truth right here, isn't it? It's not a 10, obviously. It's not a 9. I don't think it can be above a 5. 3.5. Didn't say that very confidently. Well, I'm not that confident. Emiliano Martinez. Now, I know a lot of you really fancy him. I know my dad's dead keen. I don't know what score is there. Carl Anker said that United have been in touch with Emiliano Martinez's camp since the start of the year, but Villa haven't had any sort of formal contact from Manchester United. Maybe they're just sounding him out. There's obviously something in this. Now, my own personal preference is I don't think he's an upgrade on Onana. I understand the concerns with Onana. I think some of them have been way overcooked. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think they've been way overcooked. Emi Martinez makes more mistakes than Onana does, factually. More leading to shots, less leading to goals. But he makes more mistakes. So you think Onana's got a clanger in him? Don't be fooled by the dancing shite that Martinez has been all doing. He had a great World Cup. It elevated him in a lot of people's eyes. He's a grade A double underscore bellend. I say that as a grade A bellend. Takes one to know one. Emi Martinez to Manchester United. 4 out of 10, but I don't want it. I don't think it's an upgrade at all. Just for Nkunku. Now, Matt Law reported something about this, and Laurie Whitwell's spoken about it. He says it was someone that United looked at in January, and it didn't make sense financially. Now, when I think about where Nkunku plays and how he plays, the fact that you've brought in Cunha and Mbeumo, I don't think he's the number 9. Do you? Do you think he's the number 9? Do you think, like, Manchester United are like, yeah, let's bin Rasmus Højlund off and bring in Nkunku? Like, no, he plays more as a... But do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I think he might have been someone we looked at, and I don't think there's... and the fact that we looked at him and went like this, that's not changed, has it? Now, people are spicing it up a little bit because they're like, well, Garnacho, yeah, that makes sense. And I understand why they want Garnacho. They want someone that runs at players. They don't really have a lot of that in a Chelsea team. They've got a lot, but they don't have a lot of that. Nkunku coming the other way, to me, it feels like that's something Chelsea would want to happen, not something United would want to happen. But if we've looked at him, you've got to give it some credence. We could always go back and have another look. I'll have a look. 1 out of 10. Is that it for the ins? Yeah. Honestly, we are scratching around here, aren't we? There has been... listen, I've stood here and gone, Jesus Christ, with the leaks. Are we linked with Salah? Are we linked with Neymar? It's bollocks. You know it's bollocks. I know it's bollocks. The Metro, when they wrote it, knew it was bollocks. However, here we are on the cusp of July, and United are only linked with actual transfers. I've got a show to do, lads. Give me some to take the piss out of. No one want to throw a cheeky Van Dijk one in? Something I can just laugh at the moment it was written? No one fancy saying, oh, Manchester United could do with Rodri because we could. So I can go, of course we do, but we'll clearly not. Like, none of them. Fuck me, lads. Make it easy. Help me. Early in the window, just give me some to laugh at. Do you know what I mean? Help me out. So this time next week, journalists of the world, sort yourselves out. I want to see Manchester United linked with fucking Suarez or something like that, right? Just sort it out so I can take the piss out of you, call you a fucking waste of a journalism degree, and we can all move on with our lives, right? You'll get some clicks, everyone gets a laugh, the audience are happy. They don't come here for factual fucking late... I record this on a Friday, right? It comes out 24 hours later. It is not the fucking news, right? It's the olds. They're here for shit one-liners and me shouting and Vans. Right? Help me! Right then, it's Saturday and we know the executives aren't really paying much attention, so I can be real with yous. But we've been hawking manual for a while now on the channel. Why have we been doing it? Well, I'll be real with you. I only work with people that I let us work with. When it's something I don't like, I go, absolutely not. But I'm on TRT. I've been on TRT for 4 years, and it changed my life. It probably did, right, in being real with you. My levels were that low that I could have legally competed as a woman at the Olympics. That sounds like a joke, and I know we have a laugh on this channel, but that's a fact, right? My levels were under 10. And if your levels are under 10 for more than 12 months, which mine were, then you can legally compete at the Olympics. And I know what you're thinking, beard, cock and balls. Yeah, I could have done a shot put or something at the Olympics. I don't know what the qualifying times are. Probably not far off it, right? But I could have done that, right? That's how low my testosterone levels were. And I didn't know that. And you know the dance, once you get into your 30s and your 40s, your testosterone starts to drop, right? Like, mine dropped probably because of PTSD. That's a different factor. But just naturally, your levels start to drop off when you hit your 30s and your 40s, 1 to 2% every single year, right? You might hit the threshold for being low. You might be sound. All we're saying is go and get a test. If you're tired, and let's be honest, Who's not tired? If you're not finding motivation in the gym. The symptoms are almost endless. Get your levels checked, because that could be you. And that's all we're selling, right? That's all I'm selling, lads. Not saying anything magic dust and like blah, 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 and put an extra foot on your cock. I ain't saying that. I'm saying go get your levels checked. And if you want to get your levels checked, we can give you 45% off. Use the code on the screen, click the link in the description, go get your shit sorted. You'll thank me later. Jadon Sancho. Oh, what's going on with this fucking turbo bell end, right? So, on one hand, there's three hands at play here, or some sort of fucking transfer octopus. On one hand, you've got Jadon Sancho, who's quite happy to do cock all and get paid. On one hand, I get it. Love that. What a job that is. On the other hand, don't you have a professional career? Have you not got any level of professional pride? Get off your fucking arse and go and play football. Oh, why should he take a pay cut? I don't know. How about some fucking personal pride? How about that for one reason? How about the fact that you're going to be taking a pay cut, you little next year when no one wants to come and pay you to play football with them? You're getting a pay cut now whether you like it or not. Why not take the opportunity, go play somewhere for 12 months, prove that you're an actual footballer and not a bellend, and maybe you'll get a decent contract next year, because I'll tell you this for free, you're paying fucking subs somewhere next year, you little the way you're going. Who's going to pay for you? Oh, what's the last 18 months of Jadon Sancho show us? Shows us as a fucking stroker. That's what it shows us. Why should he take a pay cut? Yeah, look, he fucked up, United fucked up signing the contract. He did. You got to move on from that. He needs to move on from it. We need to move on from it. Everybody needs to move on from it. All you little turbo virgins that are defending him like, oh, well, he should just sit on his arse. Fuck you and your mum. How about that? He needs to move on. We need to move him on. He's got so and the fucking knob don't know what he wants in the first place anyway, because he's like, I don't want to take a pay cut. Cool, Fenerbahce want you. Well, I don't want to go to Fenerbahce. I want to go to Juventus. Well, Juventus don't want to pay for you because you're a knob. How about go somewhere, play, and maybe, just maybe, someone will be like, do you know what? I like him. Because you were a good footballer. Now, you're just a fucking knob, right? Short career, think about it. Yeah, you can get loads of dough, sit on your ass right now, but guess what? Your next contract ain't worth a wank. Go play football, and maybe, because you actually are quite good at football, when you fucking try, you might get a decent contract. Call me old-fashioned. So, Jadon Sancho to Juventus, Napoli, or Fenerbahce. I don't fucking know, because the knobhead doesn't know what he wants. Anything between 0 and 10 out of 10. Antony. Now, Antony, he's actually gone out on loan, put a fucking solid try in. I think it was overblown a little bit just to set the piss out United. But he actually did give it a solid try, and he's tried to go on and play football, and he's tried to kick on with his career. Now, he's been looking with a move to Como in Italy. They're doing a madness, by the way. They are just throwing cash out like a mad bastard. But he's listened to the offer, and he's gone, listen, I liked it at Betis. I'm going to see if they can fucking find some dough behind the back of the sofa, because they ain't got the cash to bring him in. They would like to bring him in. Excuse me. They would like to bring him in. They ain't brought him in yet. Such is life, right? Antony leaving this window, I think, is very, 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 very high. It's a 9 out of 10 unless something completely fucks up. But we don't know the destination just yet. People are interested in him. He obviously wants to go and move on with his career. Jadon. Dick. Garnacho. This little twat, right? I don't care what happens to him as long as he's out of the door come the start of the season. Supposedly, he wants to stay in the Premier League. And Chelsea's that one option for him, and he's expected to jump at the opportunity to go to Chelsea. Well, if Chelsea can find a way of selling their own fucking burgers to themselves, they might be able to raise the money to be able to bring him in. I don't know what their financial situation is. United have put a price tag of 70 mil on him. I think that's probably a little bit giddy. However, I like the stance. For once, Manchester United to be like, just give us 200 grand. Yeah, that'll do. We've obviously gone in there and said, yeah, pay us loads of dough and you can have him. That's the right stance. It's all profit for us. Especially if Chelsea want him, well, you need to pay for him. You can say United might have fucked up a little bit by sticking it out there that, listen, you pack your shit, fuck off, you'll never play for this club again. And then that leaking doesn't leave you in the strongest position when it comes to anyone trying to negotiate with you. I think that's why it's kind of out there and known that United want 70 million. Do I think United want 70 million? Absolutely not. But it stops anyone coming in with a £14 million bid for him, doesn't it? Because if you put 70 out there and someone comes in with 14, you stand to go fuck themselves. What do I think he'll go for? 45, 50 plus? Anyone comes in with that, which is fair, innit? Someone comes in with that, I think he'll move on. Will he still be gone at the end of the window? Will he go at the end of the window? What do I reckon? Out of 10, I think he'll go 7. 7 out of 10. Don't know where yet. Because unlike Jadon Sancho, I actually think Garnacho wants to play football. Who'd have thunk it? Footballer that wants to play football. Where'd they come from? But I do think Garnacho's one of them that actually wants to play football and get on with his career. And he's gone, right, okay, you're not having me? Sound. I'll be a bellend about it, but I am going to go. Cool. What's going on with Casemiro and Rashford and all the others? I don't know what's going on either, right? I don't know if all the journalists are just fucking trying to have a couple of weeks off. I don't know. But people need to start writing some shit that I can laugh at, don't they? Hey? We missed the entire fucking what's going on with Bruno to fucking Saudi saga, didn't we? That'd have been fun. Because that went from absolutely fucking not to, oh my fucking God, I think he's gone, to, nah, it's not happening, to, actually it fucking is happening, to, in about 12 hours, actually. We missed all that on Transfer Review. Do you know how many times this would have been edited, re-edited, reshot, posted, scheduled and fucking deleted if that had happened? Shit show. But we missed it, so it's gone, innit? Anyways, about time for me to get out of here. Go and get your levels checked. Link in the description. See you in a bit.